Psalm chapter 134 and 1. Behold, bless ye the Lord, all ye servants of the Lord, which by night stand in the house of the Lord. Lift up your hands in the sanctuary, and bless the Lord that made heaven and earth. Bless thee out of Zion.
Come, man. So we want to give our praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, Yahweh, which is the true name of the Most High, the Heavenly Father, the one true God. By Hashem, that is how you say in the name of Adu, and Yahushai, which is the true name of whom many come to know as Jesus Christ. But we know his true name in the Hebrew, it is Yahushai, right? So that is how you say their true names in the Paleo Hebrew, which is the ancient Hebrew, which is the Lashon Kodash, the Holy Tongue, right? And also given a quick shalom, that means peace unto the 12 tribes of Israel, the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans today that be scattered to the four corners of the whole entire earth. Unto you we do say shalom, right? Now, what we thought we'd go into today is touching on the topic of, alright, how will we get the kingdom of heaven, right? How is this accomplishment or this feat going to come about, right? How is it pretty much, when are we going to get it and how are we going to get it, right? And that's for when. First precept I do want to bring out, this is the book of, book of Matthew chapter 24, now 24 and 23 or 36. But of that day and hour, know for no man, no, not the angels of God in heaven, but my Father only. So, look, no one can really know when the Lord's coming back, man. We don't know when Yahweh Shai is going to break through those clouds. He said, he doesn't even know, man. Only the Father, man. Only Yahweh. He's the only one that knows that, man. That's why, when the apostles, they had asked Yahweh Shai in the book of Acts, they was like, will you at this time restore the kingdom of heaven unto Israel? Let's read that real quick, right? It says, Acts 1 and 6, it says, when they therefore were come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, will thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? So the apostles were inquiring of Yahweh Shai, and they was like, are you going to actually give the kingdom of heaven to us right now? Right? What did the Yahweh Shai say? And he said to them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father had put into his own power. So wait, you can't ask that question, when is the kingdom going to come? Because no one knows, man. The angels, Yahweh Shai, they don't know. But there's a specific thing, called prophecy. As you see the prophecy is getting closer and closer, that's how we know that the kingdom is coming nigher and nigher, right? And obviously, too, the kingdom of heaven, it's not finna come by observation. Let's get that, too. Can I get that in Luke 17:21, I believe? See? So, this kingdom is not just going to magically appear. You can't just say, oh, when's the kingdom of heaven finna come? Because there's certain things that, first and foremost, got to happen, right? Read that real quick.
It says Luke 17:21. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you.
He said they shall not say, neither. They can't say lo here or lo there. So you can't really just be a guy who, all you do all day is look for the kingdom of heaven. You're looking for the new Jerusalem to come out the sky, man. And that's not even literal. People think that's literal, Well, that's not what that's talking about, man. You see? The kingdom of heaven is within you, he said. We are the kingdom of heaven. We are the, get 1 Corinthians 3:16. You see? So we are the kingdom. So it's not low here, low there. You can't just sit on your ass. All you do all day is look for the kingdom. You think you're doing something. No. The Lord didn't say you can't just observe. You have to actually do something, right? Get that from me really quickly?
1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that ye are the temples of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
So the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you. We are the temple of the Lord. So guess what? Each and every one of us in this truth, we make up that temple. That new Jerusalem, pretty much the holy city. Well, we are the holy city, man, right? Each and every one of us, we represent the kingdom of heaven. Right, so we got to build up first and foremost the elect. We got to build up first and foremost the 1/3. Right, I believe, let me get this real quick in the book of 2 Peter. Alright, this is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2 and 5, it says, or Salakia, 2 Peter, this is probably only a 1 Peter 2 and 5. Yeah, it says, You also are as lively stones and are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So, pretty much, Peter was saying that each and every one of us are likened unto a spiritual stone. So, in order to build up this spiritual house, each and every one of us, hey, we gotta pretty much convert ourselves to be this stone. See, each and every person that you actually get in this truth that comes back to the Most High, hey, that's like another stone being put on this spiritual house, you know? So guess what, man? What you got to do as an Israelite man who knows this truth and knows these secrets, you got to go out there and fish, man. You got to be a fisher of men, you know? You can't say lower here, lower there. It's not by observation, but you got to do the work. You got to get out there and you got to build up the kingdom, meaning you got to go and teach your people. You got to go in and persuade men to come into this truth, man, you know? And each and every person that you win, that's like a brick. That's like a stone, man. And there's a certain amount of stones that we need. We already know in the book of Revelation chapter 7, right off the bat, you need 144, man, right? But then we're also going to need that 130 leg, all right? The rest of the innumerable multitude. So, hey, there's a lot of work to be done, man. The Lord said that the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers, they are few. So, can I get Hebrews 4 and 11 real quick? So, look, man, we're going to have to actually labor, you know? You're going to have to actually go out there and build up the kingdom of the Most High. It doesn't just come by observation. There's work involved, you know? So you gotta be a fisher of men. You gotta be a man who can go out here and, you know, pretty much put your bricks in, you know? You gotta put your bricks in. That's what we're saying. Go
You
get
say
that.
Hebrews
4 and 11.
4 and 11. It says, "Let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief."
So Paul just said, "Let us labor, therefore, to enter into rest." So that's the first and foremost way we're gonna get this kingdom is by laboring, man. Labor is involved in this thing, right? We gotta build up the spiritual house. We gotta go and get these. We gotta go still the elect, because that's the kingdom. It's in you, right? That's what it is. So hey, nobody knows the day nor hour, but again, that doesn't give you an excuse to just sit on your ass. You have to do some type of work. Do something, man. Something for the ministry, you see? I profited somehow. You know, it's not hard, you know. Give me Jeremiah 16 and 16 real quick.
See here. Jeremiah 16 and 16. "Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, out of the holes of the rocks. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face,
Gone.
neither is our iniquity hid from mine eyes."
So the Lord said, hey, behold, I will send for many fishers. But then after I send for the fishers, I'm going to send for hunters. Now, that's talking about the fishers are the men who are actually out there fishing for the elect, right? Meaning that you were actually building up the spiritual kingdom first. You know, you was a part of that spiritual building, you know? Building that third temple in the spirit. Well, those same fishers are going to be turned into hunters, right? They're going to get the spiritual powers to actually be able to take the kingdom, man, right? They're going to have to go through and take these other nations or these other elites out of the holes of the rocks and other dens of the mountains. Because, hey, when all hell breaks loose and when this nuclear holocaust goes out, as is prophesied, that this land will be destroyed with an ICBM nuclear missile, nuclear warfare pretty much, right? Well, these nations,
Right.
these elites are going to be hiding, bro, in their bunkers. You know? That's what's going to happen. So, these people are going to survive that. Now, how the Lord going to deal with them is he's going to send his elect to go and take them out of the holes of the rocks. Right? Out of the dens of the cave. Right? Let me get this real quick. This is the book of Isaiah 24 and 20. "The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again." So that's going into how the ICBM missiles are going to hit this place. It says the earth is going to reel to and fro like a drunkard, man. Right? How is that going to happen? It's because so much the amount of blast and just the just pretty much how fierce and how powerful this war is gonna be. All these missiles hitting at once. Hey, the earth is gonna reel to and fro like a drunkard. And what's gonna have to happen after that? Verse 21: It shall come to pass in that day, the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings upon the earth, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered into a pit, and they shall be shut up in the prison. After many days they shall be visited. So guess what? The Most High just said that he's going to punish the kings of the earth, the hosts of the high ones that are on high, you know? And they just said that they're going to be gathered together. And this is after the nuclear holocaust. And those ones who hide in the dens of the rocks, as the brother brought out in Jeremiah 16, the hunters are going to go through and they're going to hunt. Okay, they're going to take all these people that tried to hide from the Lord, man. People try to hide from the Lord. Right? I think the book of Revelations tells you that they cried to the rocks, saying, "Fall upon us and hide us from the face of Him." What is that one? I believe, man,
Sure.
if I can find it. If I can't find it, I can't find it. It's actually going to be here in the book of Revelation 6 and 12. It says, right? And after I beheld, I opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell unto earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a great wind. The heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. Every mountain and island were moved out of their places. So this is going into the sixth seal, meaning this is going into pretty much the actual destruction with ICBM nuclear missiles. It literally said that the stars of heaven fell from heaven to earth, which is going into the ICBMs, man. That's not literal, the stars. The ICBMs are going to be shot up into the heavens. Then they're going to descend to earth. And then the effects, it says that the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Because that's going into the big mushroom cloud, right? It's going to roll together like a scroll. And it's going to, just like Hiroshima, Nagasaki got hit with that atomic bomb, that thing got moved off the map. Well, same thing is going to happen, man. I said every island is going to be moved out of their places because of this nuclear holocaust. Now we're going to figure out what verse 15 says, right? Concerning the kings, right? And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, every bondman, every free man, hid themselves in the dens in the rocks of the mountains, and said unto the mountains and the rocks, Fall on us, hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come. Who shall be able to stand? So, all those three precepts said the same exact thing, right?
It's crazy.
That when this ICBM missile, when these missiles hit, they're going to be in the underground bunkers, right? And they're going to try to hide from the Lord, man. But it just said that the elect, the hunters, are going to go hunt them out of the dens in the holes of the rocks. And how the hell you finna have somebody go in them bunkers and pull them out? You know, regular dude can just go out in there and pull some damn people out that bunkers, out of the damn mountains. And you gotta have some type of power on you, man. You gotta have some type of extraordinary supernatural strength, which is what's finna happen, man. That's why the saints are gonna take the kingdom, right? Can I get Jeremiah 50 and 19 real quick?
This is Jeremiah 50 and 19.
Come on.
It says, And I will bring Israel again to his habitation, and he shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon the Mount Ephraim and Gilead. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be.
This is referring to the second wilderness, right? When the Lord is going to actually beam up his elect, and we're going to be placed down in pretty much in the land of Israel, and we're going to be sojourning in the region of Bashan and Carmel, right? Now, the Lord's going to tell you what's going to happen afterwards. Get that? I believe it's go ahead.
Be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve. Go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy them, saith the Lord. And
Give me Jeremiah chapter 51 and get 19.
Jeremiah 51 and 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee I will break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
Khan, the Lord literally just said to Israel, he said, thou art my battle axe. Thou art my weapons of war. You know? So the Most High is going to use Israel as a threshing tool, man. He's going to use Israel as a weapon, man.
Good.
Right? He's going to give his men power, man. Right? How are we going to break the nations in pieces? Hey, you got to have some type of power. You got to have some type of military. Right? That's what the Lord's finna do, man. He's finna give his men certain power to actually go into these nations, take them out the caves, man, make them
Hunt
slaves, and take the kingdom. They're going, hey, the new rulership coming on this earth, it's gonna be enforced, right? This new rulership on this earth, it's gonna be, it's pretty much gonna be a dictatorship, man. Like no one, if you don't want to serve us, you gonna die, man, right? By the sword. Was there more than that?
Let me see here. And it says, and with thee I will break, verse 21, and with thee I will break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee I will break in pieces young and old.
So the Most High is going
Old
to
and
use
young.
us to break all things in pieces, man. He's going to use us as an instrument of war, right? And he's going to, like I said, he's going to give those men certain power. And this is the book of Psalm, Isaiah 40 and 31. It says, but they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not be faint. So the Lord is saying, hey, those who waited upon the Most High, you're going to renew your strength, man, right? You're going to come out these feeble bodies, these weakly bodies that's subject to all type of sin. It's subject to all type of different elements. I mean, anything you could think of. Well, hey, man, I believe verse 30 says, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. So, hey, it's saying that right now, even the youths, they're going to be faint, man, right? They're going to be weary, right? But guess what? The Most High says, we're going to read that again, verse 31, wait upon the Lord. He shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not be faint. So, hey, you're going to say you're going to mount up with wings as eagles. So, hey, the elect are going to be flying, man. You're going to be flying through the sky. You understand? That's what's really finna happen out here. It says that you shall run and you're not going to be weary. Look, you're going to be able to actually run. And I mean, you're going to not just regular running. You're going to be doing some crazy running. You're going to be running like the Flash. Right? Get that in Wisdom of Solomon. All right? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3. So it says you're going to run and not be weary. You're going to be able to run for miles and miles on end. And you're not even going to be like faint. You're not going to even be like even close to breaking a sweat, man. You know? Running up mountains and you still good, you know? That's what the Lord just said, that they're gonna run and they're not gonna be faint. They're gonna mount up with wings like eagles. You're gonna be flying out here. Let me get that in the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and 7.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 7. And in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble.
So the Lord says in the time of our visitation, right, meaning when these sorts of men get renewed, right, they get their bodies, they're gonna run to and fro like what?
Like spark among the stubble.
So like sparks among stubble, right? And you're gonna be like a spark, right? And a good example is I don't know if you ever watched the Flash show, you know. I don't know, because before, I believe like the opening part of the show, you would have literally it would have like an overview of the city, like a bird's eye eagle view, but then you would see the Flash like going like, it's just like, you know, like you literally see the Flash just his spark would leave behind him, but he would be going so fast that's just like, hey, it looks like a spark just going everywhere. Read that one more time. That's what the Most High literally just said.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 7. And in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks amongst the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign over forever.
Hey.
Reign forever.
So guess what,
That's
man?
what?
These are all precepts linking up right. Alright, he says you're gonna run and not be faint. We're gonna be sparks among stubble, and then we're gonna rule the nations. The Most High is gonna use it as weapons of war, and we're gonna break these nations in pieces. Alright, so guess what? You're gonna get spiritual powers if you're of this elect number, right? The really the 144,000 is what this is going into.
Right.
I want to get this in the book of Joel chapter 2. Blow you the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. The day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of darkness, and the morning spread up Slakia. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people, a strong, there had not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after, even to the many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. So this is confirming the elect, man. You know, he says a strong people. There's never been any people like it, man. Right? It says the people are gonna be pretty much scared, right? And it says that the appearance was like the appearance of horses. Give me Job chapter 39 real quick. Why did it say the appearance was like the appearance of horses? Well, you're gonna find out that a horse, it represents a powerful animal. A horse represents pretty much strength, our power. Horses do not fear, right? That's what the elect. They're going to be powerful, and they will not fear, man. They're not going to have any type of fear in them. They're going to have the spirit of the Lord in them, man, right? Read that for me real quick.
This is Job chapter 39 and 19.
Mm-hmm.
Hast thou given the horse strength?
Mm-hmm.
Hast thou clothed his neck with thunder?
Mm-hmm.
Canst thou make him afraid as a grasshopper?
Mm-hmm.
The glory of his nostril is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
He paused in the valley and rejoiceth in his strength.
So, hey, the Lord is actually praising the horse right now, just because how the horse is so mighty, man. You know, he's like, can you make the horse scared like a grasshopper, man? You know, you can't scare a horse. Horses really don't get scared, to be honest with you, man. Like, when it comes to war, hey, horses, they'll go straight forward, man. Right? They're not gonna turn to the right hand nor turn to the left. If you ever used a look at all the ancient wars, they were fought with horses. Right? Because horses, they have no fear. They'll run into a train if you don't tell them to stop. They'll run off of a cliff if you do not tell them to stop. Right? So you can't make the horse scared, man. Even at the sound of battle. It's going to tell you, actually.
Goes on to read. He goeth on to meet the armed men.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He mocketh at fear, and is not affrighted. Neither turneth he back from the sword.
Mm-hmm.
The quiver rattleth against him, the glittering spear and the shield.
Mm-hmm.
He swalloweth the ground with the fierceness and rage. Neither believeth he that it is the sound of the trumpet. He saith among the trumpets, Ha ha, and he smelleth the battle afar off. The thunder of the captains and the shouting.
Okay. So literally just said that the horses, hey, they don't fear anything. They go to battle and they mock at battle, man. You know, they go to the battle and it's just like all these damn cannons going off. You got all these people killing each other, man, right? Guns, and it's loud as hell, yet they don't care. The Lord made the horse a certain way. The Lord made a horse so that it just doesn't fear. The horse it's just not in the horse, man. It's just not programmed in the horse. The Lord is going to program the elect to literally be without fear. They are not going to even be like scared of war, man. They're going to run to war like it's they're going to be running to war like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's something good. You know, they're going to be happy to go to war, man, cuz it's like, hey, they mock at it. You know? This is going to be Joel 2 and 4 says the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as the horses so shall they run. Right? Confirming the elect. Their noise of the chariots on the top of the mountains, they shall leap like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain, all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb war like men of war. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march every one in his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall they anyone thrust another. They shall walk every one in his own path. When they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. So it's just saying that, hey, they're gonna climb walls like mighty men of war. You know, they're gonna be set like battle array, and none will break their ranks. So the elect, they're gonna be in such a way that it's like they was planning their whole life. It's like they trained their whole entire life for this very moment, right? It's like, you have so much practice, with your military training, and then when it comes time, you're supposed to do everything like in order, right? Well, the Lord's gonna have it to where these elect, it's gonna be as if though they've been training their whole life for this very moment, cause hey, they're not gonna break ranks. They're not gonna be stumbling over each other. They're not gonna be trying to, okay, this dude's trying to get in front of you, you pushing him out the way. It's just all out of order, man. That's not how it's gonna be. Everybody says, shall walk in everyone his own path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. So Esau's gonna try to wound the elect, man. He's gonna try to shoot them with guns. He's gonna try to have his fighter jets come through, man. Alright, he's gonna try his best to try to wound, man, the elect, but they're not gonna be able to get wounded because, hey, little bullets and things like that won't be able to penetrate the elect. You know, it's like, hey, you're gonna be looking at real life superheroes, like literally, man. You know, like if a bullet hits them, the bullet's just probably gonna deflect, man. It's just, it's gonna pretty much, it's not gonna work. You know, that stuff is not gonna work against the elect. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. So the Most High literally just said, hey, they're going to run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up houses. They shall enter into the windows like a thief. So, hey, that's just straight up telling you that the elect, they're going to do everything, man. They're going to be teleporting into windows and coming out of windows, you know what I'm saying? Just like that movie Batman. I mean, why do you think Hollywood even makes these movies? Because they understand what's coming to the earth. They understand that that's gonna be real. Like, if you watch that Batman movie, I forget which one it was. I think it was Batman Begins. It's in a lot of movies, but pretty much that scene where Batman, he looked back, no one's there. You look back and he's the dude's right there. It's like, where the hell you come from? Well, that's how the elect, they're just gonna be kind of just appearing out of nowhere.
That's right.
So this is the type of power the Most High is gonna actually give to the elect. They're gonna have to kind of take that kingdom, man. Get that in Zechariah real quick, chapter 12 and 8, real quick.
Zechariah 12 and 8. It says, in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angels of the Lord before them.
Hey, it just said that, hey, he that is most feeble in that day, he shall be like David. And David was no weak, feeble man.
No.
David was a mighty man of war, man. It says Saul slayed his thousands, and David he slayed his 10,000s, right? It literally David literally said, I believe in the book of Psalms, chapter, I believe it's 18. He said, I ran through a troop. David literally took down a whole army by himself, man. Damn there.
It says right here.
Okay. Yeah.
2 Samuel, even in Psalms, 2 Samuel chapter 22 and 30. For by thee I have run through a troop. By my God I leaped over a wall.
So hey, he said, through my God I leaped over a wall. I ran through a troop. David was leaping over walls, man. He was leaping over I don't even know how high the wall. There wasn't some little walls either. David was leaping over walls, man. He said I had like hinds feet. Hinds feet is goes into like a gazelle, like a deer. David was running like a damn gazelle, man. It's fast as hell, man. I bet you a damn leopard couldn't even keep up with David. You know? So David was not no weak man. David had some power, man. Right? David had spiritual powers on the level, man. You know? Why do you think a lot of these men like Goliath? Goliath had spiritual power. That man took a jawbone of an ass and killed 1,000 Philistines, man. Samson. Not Goliath, okay? Samson, right? Samson took a jawbone of an ass and literally took down 1,000 Philistines, man.
I also got this in 2 Samuel 22, the same chapter in the 35th verse. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms.
Whew. David was like, hey, a bow of steel was breaking by his arms. David would just snap and steel like a stick, you know? It's just like a stick, it's like a little twig to him, bro. Well, guess what? This is the power that the least man in that elect number, alright, the least ranking elect, he's gonna be like David. Still gonna be a mighty, mighty man. Ain't no one was able to touch David. Imagine trying to go toe to toe with David 1-on-1. That man would be looking dumb, right? Probably dead at the end of the day, man. But the least elect are gonna get that type of power. But read that one more time for me. Go to Zechariah 12 and 8. Oh, sorry, 9.
This is Zechariah 12. And give me a second. Zechariah 12 and 9. 8. It says, in that day, the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God.
So hey, the rest are gonna be like God, man. Meaning there's gonna be like no limit to you. You're gonna like, hey, we already went through. You can fly. You're gonna run like sparks. You're gonna be a weapon of war. You're gonna be like God, man. Like there's gonna be no limit to you, man. I mean, like people like to use all these different type of like people know about all these different type of shows like Dragon Ball Z, Goku. You know what I'm saying? What other type of? You got the like Avengers and things of that sort. You know, well, guess what? The Most High is literally gonna give His men power that you've never seen ever. That's why in Joel it says a people that is like it's never been seen this type of people before, man. They're gonna be like, what kind of people, like what the hell is going on? You know, it's gonna be like there's literally superheroes out here. That's crazy as hell. That's what the elect are gonna be like. At the least, it's gonna be like David, but the top man is gonna be like God, right? Just in the air, man, just doing something crazy. All right, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 9:13. It says, when I have bent Judah for me, and have filled the bow with Ephraim, and have raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as a sword of a mighty man. So Mosai is gonna say he's gonna use us as like even a bow and arrow, right? Judah is gonna pretty much be Slakia. It's gonna be the arrow, and the Ephraim is gonna be like the bow, right? And a bow and arrow, man, that's not some type of weapon you play around with, man. All right, when you put that bow and that arrow and you pull back, you're kind of aiming to kill, man. All right, because once you let go, that arrow's going somewhere. It's going to hit somebody. The Lord said that we are His weapons of war. So the Most High is going to use us as He's going to use His weapons, man. When I have bent the Judah for a bow, and Ephraim, and I've raised and I filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee a sword of a mighty man. So the Lord's going to use us to go against the Greeks. Who are the Grecians today? The so-called white man, Esau. So the Lord's going to use us to go against these Edomites, man. And the Lord shall be seen over them. His arrow shall go forth as lightning, and the Lord shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with the whirlwinds of the south. Meaning the Lord's going to follow the elect with His whirlwinds, which is the chariots. All right. The Lord of hosts shall defend them, and they shall devour and subdue with sling stones. and they shall drink and make noise as through wine. They shall be filled with the bowls and as the corners of the altar. So he said that, hey, the elect, they're going to be as though they had drunk wine. They're going to make noise through wine. When they're going to battle, they're going to be drunk with blood, you know? It's like whenever you're drinking wine, you're very, you can be loud, man, you know? You get probably really loud or something like that, man, you know? And you get really confident. With elect, when that day, they're just gonna be like they drink wine. They're gonna be drunk on that blood, though, you know? Because they're gonna be doing all type of slaughtering and slaying in this wartime, man. So, can I get Ezekiel chapter 25 and 14 real quick? All right, so the Most High is gonna use us to judge these nations. He's gonna use us to, you know what I'm saying, establish the standard, man, you know?
Right. Ezekiel 25 and 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom. Slack here. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord.
So, hey, the Most High said that I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. So guess what? The Most High doesn't necessarily do nothing like literally. He's not going to come down here and deal with these Edomites. You know, he's going to send his son to do it, but he's also going to use us, though, right? Whoever those elect are, he's going to use them to judge Esau, right? And hey, as we read, man, they're gonna have all type of powers, right? They're gonna have all type of spiritual. He says the top is gonna be like God, so they're gonna be tearing Esau's army up, man. Esau's army and all these other armies that try to fight against the Lord. Well, guess what, man? They're gonna be torn up by the men of the Most High, the elect, the hunters. You see,
That's right.
that's literally what's coming to the land. Get that in Amos real quick. Amos chapter 9. Let me see if I might get it actually. Once you got it.
This is Amos.
Let me get it quick. I'll bring it out. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, and I want to get 11. In that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Right? So the Most High is going to raise up the tabernacles of David, which is what he's doing right now. Those men who you see out there on the highways and the byways preaching the word, well, those are really the same men who are going to be the house of David. Those are the same men who are going to get the spiritual powers. They're going to be turned from fishers to hunters. Right? It says, and I will, that they may possess the remnant of the Edom and all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord, that doeth this. So we're going to end up overtaking them, putting them into subjection, and then making them our slaves, because we're going to possess. They're going to be a possession, Edom and the heathen. See, so this is how the kingdom of heaven is going to really come into power. It's going to be forcible. That's why it says the saints shall take the kingdom. We're not going to ask for nothing. The saints are not going to beg for nothing. They're not going to need any help, man. They're going to take it by force, because the Most High is going to give his men power to do so, right? So guess what, man? Hey, this is what's happening. The Most High has given his elect men like literal powers, the same powers that you dreamed about as a kid and things of that sort. Well, guess what? The Most High is going to give it to, the 144,000 elect. So this is how the kingdom is going to be established, right? But it starts off with what? It starts off with this word. It starts out with preaching. That's why Yahweh Shai said the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a mustard seed. It's the smallest among herbs, right? It's seeds. Yeah, it's the smallest among seeds. But when it is planted, it grows to be the largest or the biggest thing among herbs, roughly paraphrasing, right? So it's pretty going to, this truth is going to start small. It's going to start with the man going out there in the highways and byways every week, kind of preaching this word on the down low. Really no one sees them, but it's going to continually grow. You ain't going to be you're going to notice these men out there. Hey, this truth is going out, man, right? The truth. Hey, a lot of these people are really realizing who the Israelites are, man, right? People was actually getting scared because they realize these scriptures say what it says, And it's going to ultimately go over to the whole entire earth, You know, the men of the Lord are gonna preach this, and as they preach it, they're gonna prophesy. These prophecies are gonna come to pass, right? So it starts within the ministry. It's small, but it's like the Lord said. It starts as a mustard seed, but then it's gonna grow to be the biggest tree out there, man. You know, and it's gonna ultimately lead to these men getting powers, these men going through the nations and smiting it. Ultimately, the kingdom of heaven getting established. You know, so hey, it makes perfect sense, man. You know, you got any other precepts you want to bring out?
No.
Come on, man. So I mean, with that, man, hopefully this video was edifying. Hopefully it was something, you know, that you might have learned if you had learned it already. But we do want to say shalom to the next time.
Shalom.